need to get into talking about the food pyramid and what we believe to be healthy for us. That's another mistake, is what we believe to be healthy for
Yeah,
us. Just because it's presented by someone or something that we deem to be the highest power.
right. So while you find it, I'm going to read Daniel chapter 1, just verse 5. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat. That word meat is the word food. So
Mhm.
the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat, food, or delicacies, and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end they might stand before the king. So the king had a list of food that was supposed to be given to them. And from the king's perspective, this food was supposed to nourish them in order to allow them to be able to stand before the king, right? So the food pyramid that we see here, it's a list of prearranged foods that the king, that are the powers that be,
Mm.
they gave us these things, and because in their mind it was supposed to nourish us. But if we look at these things on the food pyramid, right? So when you keep on reading Daniel, it said that, but Daniel, despite the food that was given to him, despite the food that was prearranged for him, he purposed in his heart that he wouldn't defile himself with the king's delicacies. In other words, he chose to eat healthy. Then when you get to what Daniel ate was, he ate water and vegetables. And as you keep on reading, it said that Daniel was 10 times better than them that consumed the king's meat. He was 10 times better than them that drunk the king's drink, right? He was 10 times better because he
Mhm.
purposed in his own heart that he wouldn't defile himself with the king's meat. And so what we see here is, man, it's so much stuff. Ah, getting constipated just looking at it.
Oh,
Oh,
dude, we're about to break this apart.
man,
Break
you
this
get
apart. Come on, what was the first thing that stood out to you when you saw this?
milk, yogurt, cheese,
Mhm.
2 to 3 servings,
Constipation. And
constipation.
people really think like that it's drinking another mammal's milk is healthy for them because
Only
of
one.
all the advertisements.
Yes, got
Get
milk.
in
Hmm.
the celebrities and stuff like that. Got milk. Milk does a body good. What do you put milk with? Your cereal. Cereal is a trillion gazillion dollar company,
Yeah,
right? So they said milk is on there. I'm gonna drink milk.
yes.
My stomach not feeling too well. I can't
Mhm.
eat and drink all the milk that I want. And
Yes.
one of the first things that jumps out to me, and I'm not a fan, man. I don't like saying I hate stuff. I really don't, because
Mhm.
I don't like having hate in me, man. But I despise
Yes.
when people say in moderation. What do you mean? Because if the script is flipped and you say in moderation, somebody could be thinking, well, I can do this hard drug or I can do that in a moderation. I'm not having it a lot, but all it takes is this much. Take somebody's life. All it takes is this every day, this much every month. It's building up. So we got fats, oils, and sweets. And now this was a revamped photo of what they have
Uh-huh.
on the USDA. They revamp it and try to make it look prettier, but
You're right.
there it doesn't break down the science and the research behind it. Because why are we telling people to have fats, oils, and sweets and not explaining it to them?
You're right.
It
Yes.
goes back to what I'm saying of being a self-advocate and what you're saying and let us know you have to be disciplined.
Mm. You're right.
Now, you look right here, you got meat, poultry. Poultry is birds, chickens, for anybody that doesn't know, fish, dry beans, eggs, nuts group, right? That's what they got right there.
Yeah.
Some way they let flesh get in there and it just wreaks havoc on the body, man. And they know that. They know
Yes.
that. That's why the serving size for this, they know that. That's why the serving size is where it is, which you and I both know that folks are eating way more than that. Eat more than that. 2 to 3 servings. You think of how much meat somebody has throughout the day. Wake up, you have breakfast sausage. Wake up, you have corn dog on the go. Then lunchtime, you'll have a sandwich with processed deli meat, and they thinking this is healthy. It's not. That's what's causing problems, man. What
You're
else
right.
you?
And so whenever you, and you said it, bro, with milk. The truth is, we're the only mammals, we're the only people, creation, that drinks milk, that drinks other mammals' milk. And so whenever we get into, man, so we know that lactose is sugar, right? So whenever you get into, we have cow's milk, right? Now we get into the dairy, right? We get into the cheese, the milks. We get into basically the sugar called lactose, and then we have galactose, which is breast milk. That's from a woman, right?
Mhm.
But the reason why milk is so bad for us is because it's another mammal. It's for another mammal, not for us. It's extremely acidic,
Mhm.
highly processed, and if you really dive deep in it, it doesn't promote what they call it, strong bones.
Doesn't.
It destroys your strong bone. It destroys and your bone of it strips your bones of calcium. So what they did was they promoted milk by saying got milk by having LeBron drink a glass of milk, Katy Perry drink a glass of milk. They
Mhm.
use these celebrities to push their agenda. And milk is highly carcinogenic. Right? So that's just milk. Then we have the oil. Man, it's so many oils that's not oils. They're highly processed. And
Yeah.
so, man, bro, it's
Again, we're gonna pick this apart. And what we mean by highly processed, we
I'm
mean
about
by so avocado oil is when you take avocados and you smash them down and you put it in a container. That's avocado oil, right?
yes.
Olive oil, smash it down, put that from the thing that came from the olives into a container, right? The oils that we're talking about these seed oil, grape seed oil. We're talking about cotton oil, canola oil, the unsaturated ones, the lard. I know you've seen it, man.
Mhm.
Folks got big old, what is it, Crisco? Dude, all in everybody's places. And it's not good. That's when the problem started to happen. You look back and people need to see and they need to do their own research. They need to dig deep because how can you truly be good at something? How can you truly thrive if you're not digging deep into it? If you're not the professional yourself, being a self advocate, dig deep and see when the problem started happening. Industrial revolution, folks started to invent things
Uh,
and these things were cool and they were alluring, but now we're having problems. And so I wanted to double back to milk, cow's milk being for a baby cow. So not only does it have all the things that we said, but it also is super full of hormones and it's disrupting people who drink it, their hormones, right? So now you
mhm.
have things like sped up aging. Now you have things like males developing breast because now they're getting more estrogen.
Mhm.
Man, it's really weird. And then you look at the fruit and vegetable group. Now, yes, it makes up the big part of the pyramid, but there needs to be some explanation here, man. You look at the breads and the grains and stuff like that, and that's just as dangerous.
Most definitely.
Just as dangerous. You look at them breads and the chips and the pastas and stuff like that, you think you're eating healthy, but they find ways to put milk, eggs, and all types of preservatives in these foods. So don't be tricked into thinking this is the only way. This right here, and we don't know for sure. We don't know the intention behind it. I'm willing to bet that this right here is somebody that was trying to do good. Their idea, they were trying to do good, let people know what was generally healthy, but it has since then been taken over by the rulers in power.
Most definitely. And
Hmm.
whenever you look at the breads,
Hmm.
extremely constipating. And I say it constipating because it's the process of the bread. Last week I was just experimenting and I got some whole wheat flour with some water and some sea salt and I made my own bread. And that's what we need to get back to. It's making our own bread. Because
Hmm.
whenever you get into the white breads and the other type of breads and they're highly processed, even in the pastas, bro, they're highly processed. And so bread, according to my grandma, used to make her own bread. It's three ingredients, bro. Salt, wheat, and water. Now we got, man, so many stuff in these breads, bro. GMO products, artificial coloring and dyes and
Mhm.
flavors, and so many things or that could produce do some harm, right? And so we have to get back to at least making our own food. That's why I say out of everything on the list, meat is acidic. Right? Dairy is acidic. This to be simple and not trying to go deep into everything. Meat highly acidic because our body is that we aren't designed to consume meat. We're not. And bread it's acidic, mucus forming, especially your pastas. Now, certain pastas. I wouldn't say all pastas. Chickpea pasta. There's certain things we could do, right?
Mhm.
I ain't saying it can go all and eat just apples and oranges all your life, but there's certain things that we could do. There's certain pastas that we can make, certain breads we can make to where it's healthier than the store-bought bread.
Yeah.
That's the first step. It's not just leaving everything alone, but it's getting back to the way our great grandparents used to do it. Everything was handcrafted with them. Now we're going to the store getting these highly processed foods because it's quicker, and we don't even read ingredients. So and because we don't read the ingredients, we're uneducated. We can't properly understand what we're consuming, and that's deadly. And that's really ignorant because we're giving the same bread, the same meats, the same things to our children, and it's
Yeah.
not fair. And our body isn't designed to break down meat. Our body isn't designed to break down bread. Our body isn't designed to break down dairy. We're putting certain things in our body wasn't designed to consume, but it's prearranged for you. It's given to you. They told you you need meat for protein. They told you you need milk for calcium. They told you all these things when it's a lie. Milk destroys strong bones. Milk causes bone decay. Milk causes so many things, cancer. It causes diabetes. It causes high blood pressure. Breads, bro, glucose, man. It's man,
Yeah.
bread, bro.
We're in a high carb world, man.
Yes,
High carb world, and they
yes,
make it
bro.
tasty too. They dial in. There's an evil world of food science that I'm not a part of, but they dial it in to get you
Hmm.
eating more. You look at things, you're like, what is that? I'm telling you, it's an additive to keep
Yes.
you eating it. They put stuff on there like low calories and stuff like that, and it tricks your mind because you eat it, but you're still hungry.
Uh-huh.
You eat it, and then your body has these receptors that say, hey, I'm getting full. You need to stop. And by then it's too late
It's
because you
too
got a
late.
stomach full of these carb, highly
Hmm.
processed things.
Undigested. Yes, and
Now
that's
you're backed up. And so we got to stress to people being self advocates, doing their research. Folks will spend the time to look up purchases. They will look up their new car. They will look up their new phone that they want. If they would just spend the time reading about diet, just explore it, they will have an easier time with it.
mhm.
Way easier time. So look, I put something together. Can you see it?
Yep.
In building the balanced diet, we got some recommendations right here. Vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and then vegetable oils,
Yes.
healthy seeds. Not to get those mixed up
Uh-huh.
with the other vegetable oil, the things like from olives or avocado
Hmm.
oil. You just really have to look into what you're eating.
Exactly. And a
You
lot of
know?
these vegetable oils, there's ones to get, and even the type of vegetable oil that is the one that doesn't break down when you're cooking it.
Mhm.
And also, it's now we know for a fact. I don't, man, you said it earlier. There's, man, so many oils, lard oil, and so many oils, bro. You said Crisco. That's the
Uh-huh.
black people. That's the black people. Crisco and everything. Man, that was our food. That was our lotion. But that was
Yeah.
everything. Crisco, we have to change from this. I call it a mentality of bondage, bro. We have to become. The Bible says that for my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and we're simply destroying not just ourselves but our children because we are uneducated. We don't care anymore. We have all these things that God has given us naturally, But man has taken what God made naturally and made it unnatural and put it on the shelf. He gave it a shelf life. He gave it preservatives. He gave it additives. Vegetables don't need additives. Fruits don't need additives. Seeds, nuts, and berries don't need additives. So we have to become less dependent. It sounds crazy, but we're going back to where the great grands, where they were farming, they were growing their own food. They were, you know what I'm saying, growing their own vegetables, their own fruits. And so
Mhm.
they were less dependent on what food was given to us. And we have to become more independent, especially in our eating, because the agenda for man, there's an agenda to simply get you addicted. Man, Americans are the fattest and the sickest. There's certain foods that we have here that's legal, that's banned in Germany, that's
Oh yeah.
banned in Africa, that's banned in China.
Yep.
What sugar is banned in other countries.
So
Yes,
let's
food coloring is banned, bro. Certain man, but now it's like, why is it not banned here? So we have to become more aware and more health conscious to where I'm not just eating for myself, I'm eating for my children. I'm not just eating for me, I'm eating for my great grandchildren.
Mhm.
I'm not just drinking certain things for me, but it will benefit them. And whenever you learn to eat that way, to where now I don't need Raising Cane's, I don't need McDonald's, I don't need Burger King, I don't need Wendy's. We can prepare our food at home. Man, bro, I seen you got some nice little recipes, bro. I've been
Did
eating,
it
bro,
come
every
overnight?
morning, bro. I would eat grapes, coconut water, blueberries, and strawberries. That was my cereal. But I saw yo,
Yeah.
so what the world?
Well, so I started
Yeah,
simple, and it's just over time. And again, this is all stuff that you just get creative with. A lot of
yeah,
people will say it looks a certain way, but I'm eating good, I'm healthy, I'm satiated, I'm full, right? So moving on next to our teaching, how do you do it? You'll plan that vacation trip in a minute, won't you?
yeah,
You'll plan a getaway real quick. Planning, you have to have it planned, what you're going to eat, what you're going to buy. I know that on Tuesdays, it's Taco Tuesday for me. So I physically make my tortillas from whole wheat flour and water. And then I'll have lentils or mung beans, or sometimes I'll have mushrooms and mix it with some quinoa and have it with rice and have all my veggies. You still can have these flavors that you like. But just recently, I started trying, what was that? Mixing in mung beans and pattying things up. You can get it and you can get it good too. You can have fun with it. I'll
mhm,
make a bunch of salads, right? I'm eating lots and lots of greens, lots and lots of fiber.
yeah,
So your first step is planning. You got to plan your grocery list. You've got to plan when you're going to eat. You've got to plan meals. You've got to do all that and then some.
yeah,
You've got to plan. You got to sit down and you got to plan. And so that's what I want to offer to people because I know that that's hard. I know that that's super hard. But guess what? I know that you and me, we can get together and we can help make that easier, right? And get people taken care of, take the guesswork out of it, at least for y'all to get started because planning is probably the hardest part. No, I can't say planning is the hardest part. I would say following through is probably the
yeah.
hardest part, right? When you get tired,
That
the
mindset.
week has been really long. I would say following through is probably the hardest part.
Yep.
Following through, actually cooking the food or making that healthy choice. I think that's the hardest part, man.
It's whenever you stressed out and you want that hamburger, but you can go get it, but
The
have
readily made
patience. Mhm.
hamburger, they're
Yeah,
making it, it's ready for you right at the drive-through, which we're gonna talk about fast food another time.
yeah,
But making that choice of, hey, I know I got stuff at home. Let me go make it. It's not even that you're being cheap, it's that you're being disciplined and you're sticking to your plan that you want to eat better, you want to make better decisions. You got to follow through and you've got to see it through. And so that's one of the main reasons why when we have our group, I'm showing people what I'm eating. I'm sharing it. I'm getting folks excited. I'm getting you to turn your head. Whoa, hold on. What you eating over there, Eric? Because I'm having fun with it.
yeah.
I'm having super fun with it. It's you have to practice at it. And I would say when you first started, did you ever try the any type of food diary or calorie tracking?
No, I didn't try it. I was new into it, and I have homeboys that track their food. But I've learned, bro, whenever you eat healthy, you don't need to track your food. You can whenever you people track their food because they don't want to overdo it. And so they know they can't have too much carbs or too much protein or too much sugars. So they track it. But whenever you're eating a diet of that helps your body eliminate it,
Hmm.
you're not holding on to it, right? So I never track my food at all because my body releases it. It doesn't hold on to it. And I know one day, bro, I was tired. I was drained, physically sleeping.
Hmm.
This is the first time this ever happened to me. Bro, I'm telling you, I was doing this 5 years. It's the first time it's happened to me that quick. I was tired, but I was sleepy. So we got something called it's called clean juice out here, and they sell juices, right? So I went and I said, "Hey man, what juice can you have is for energy? I'm tired. I'm at work." And she said, "Well, get our smoothie, strawberries, blueberries and chia seeds, all that stuff, right?"
Hmm.
Junkie, bro. Seconds, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? So that energy came from fruits, not caffeine, not Monster and all this other coffee,
Oh,
bro.
you said
And it
it.
was instantly. So I eat for energy. And if people understand what the word calorie means, it means energy.
Hmm.
It's a unit of energy.
Calorie means
Yes.
energy.
Yes, it's a unit of energy, bro. So carb, it's all this stuff is man, we eat for energy. And so whenever you eat protein and complex amino acids, which is protein, and you know how they call it out here they call it invertitis. Yeah, can you and so man, that food put me on something. They lay back and I'm tired, man. I'm about to go to sleep. You
Hmm.
should not eat to be tired. Your food shouldn't cause you to be drained or sleepy. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It should make you want to, man, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people they kind of misinterpret when we eating full and eating to be satisfied is totally different things.
Yeah.
I can eat a salad and be satisfied.
Mhm.
Not full.
Which a lot of people, they're like, you didn't eat anything. All you had was a salad.
I'm good.
Dude,
I'm content.
dude,
But
I'm good.
you will
Yeah.
never be full because the way the food is processed. It's designed to cause addiction. It's designed to cause gluttony. So you're gonna and want it more. That's why people have the big bellies because you will never get full. Because as you eat, your colon expands and expands. It expands, and so that's why we get the big old belly.
Yeah.
And that's horrible. And people are 1,000 pounds because they won't stop eating.
You
And so
got to.
as you eat, your body begins to expand. So you will never be full. So we have to eat till we're satisfied. As far as and when I say satisfaction, I'm not saying eat until you feel good. I'm saying
Mhm.
we know our limits. A salad can fill me up. Two apples can fill me up. Now, before,
Yeah.
bro, can I tell you something, bro? It's a food has been designed to make us desire it to where I would want that pizza more than the apple. We had to ask ourselves, why do I desire the corn dog more than the salad? That's a real thing. Why do
Yeah.
I desire the hot pocket more than the apple or the orange? Because one is processed and one is not. And so we're designed the sugar in the corn dog, the sugar in the meat, the sugar in the fish. All these things are not, man, it's laced with sugar and salt. It's to
Yeah.
preserve it. So our body, it runs off sugar and salt. So if some is processed and some is not, we're going to want the processed thing. So we're going to want the Doritos. We're going to want the Cheetos. We're going to want the Hot Pocket and ice cream because they're processed. So we have to draw that line of eventually come to a place to where I'm in control. You know what I'm saying? These processed foods can't control me no more. I tell my body when it's supposed to eat, and that's why I'm in. I'm trying to. I've learned that whenever I went on I did a 90-day juice fast, and after day 70-ish, I'll say around after day 40-ish, that man, the desire to consume processed food was gone. I said if I could live off, bro, I told myself, I said, if I could live off juice all my life, I would do it. It's a certain mindset I went into. I didn't need the pizza or the hot pockets or the corn dog. I didn't need the French fries. I wanted what was natural to me. And I was still working. I was still energetic. I wasn't tired. I was still functioning properly. So we have to draw that line between what's good for me and what's not. What can I consume that will lead to more discipline, or what should I avoid that will hinder more discipline?
Oh man, dude, right on the tee. And I would like to close it with this question for people to think about. What can you do slash eat to regain control of your life? Because we've said it, we've been saying it over and over again.
You're right.
You don't have control. What can you do? What can you eat to take back your control? And that's going to be
Yeah.
for them to decide because it's been there. And if you don't know what to do, let us guide you
Mhm.
or guide yourself. The internet's been waiting for you. It's a lot of stuff out there, but fortunately for you, fortunately for them, you'll have a team that can help you. So I really want to drill it home, man. Our food is healing, but just as it can heal, it can definitely do some damage.
It can kill. Yep.